ule kwa gate.
Welcome.
Asante sana.
See you again.
Hello, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
Welcome to Nairobi.
I know. But good to see you here.
We know each other. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Such as?
Yes, Africa, France.
Congratulations. It's May. Okay.
Your Excellencies, beyond trade and energy, our cooperation continues to expand into priority areas including defense and security, counter-terrorism, maritime and port development, digital transformation, tourism, among others. These areas are central to our shared aspirations for economic transformation, regional integration, and sustainable development. Kenya is keen to explore and expand this cooperation in more areas for the shared prosperity of our people. Indeed, this session will be a motivation for the finalization and signing of the pending draft instruments, as well as further solidify our bilateral cooperation for mutual benefit of our two countries. It is encouraging to note that several memoranda of understanding are ready for signature, alongside agreed minutes, and a way forward in implementing the signed instruments. We look forward to mutually beneficial outcomes from today's deliberations, with a compelling aspiration to strengthen and deepen bilateral relations between Kenya and Mozambique. Once again, I commend the officials from both sides for their dedication and outstanding efforts in the preparation of this meeting. I commend the respective technical teams for their dedication during the deliberations in the past days. I note with appreciation that the officials have laid out the strategic framework for progress on mutual objectives of both our countries. Therefore, they have set the parameters on the conduct and elevation of our bilateral relations. The Joint Permanent Commission for Cooperation, JPCC, established in 1991, continues to be the cornerstone and principal institutional mechanism guiding our bilateral relations. For over 3 decades, the JPCC has provided a structured and effective platform for dialogue, coordination, and the advancement of mutually beneficial initiatives across a broad spectrum of sectors. Consequently, the successful convening of the second session of the JPCC in Maputo in August 2023 marked a significant milestone in our partnership. The signing of 13 bilateral instruments on defense cooperation, agriculture, energy, capacity development in the public service, trade, and other areas underscores our shared resolve to translate political goodwill into concrete, actionable outcomes. We firmly believe that the continued effective implementation of these agreements will further consolidate our partnership and ensure that the JPCC remains a dynamic and results-oriented mechanism for deepening our bilateral engagement. We acknowledge with gratitude the tremendous progress achieved across key sectors. However, there are areas where implementation is yet to advance as swiftly as anticipated. These include the timely establishment and convening of joint technical committees, the finalization of outstanding legal instruments, and the advancement of trade facilitation measures. We hold this JPCC at a time of global turbulence that continues to disrupt and create uncertainty in global markets and international relations. In today's highly interconnected world, global crises are rapidly and heavily impacting global energy prices, trade, supply chains, and investor confidence. Unfortunately, this is more felt in the global south, particularly in Africa. Therefore, while we continue to actively advocate for diplomatic solutions, recognizing that peace is essential for protecting livelihoods, supporting economic activities, and ensuring long-term development across the continent, it is paramount that we prioritize the expansion of intra-Africa partnerships and trade. Accordingly, beginning with forward-looking bilateral frameworks such as today's JPCC is critical in accelerating continental integration, thus strengthening resilience and reducing vulnerability to external shocks. We sit here today enjoying our peace because after the elections of 1997-98, when we had post-election violence in Kenya, and we lost 1,400 people. Two important people were part of the mediation process that helped us come together and start engaging through dialogue, and we were able to restore calm in this country. These two important people were President Chisano. He came in as one of the appointees of the African Union to help us in the mediation process. And also, in that mediation process, which took 42 days at Serena, we had Madame Gracia Machel. She was one of the panel of three with Kofi Annan, Mkapa of Tanzania, and herself. They steered us to a process of dialogue and reconciliation in our country. So it is more than just the Makonde community. The peace we are seeing is because the people, the leadership of Mozambique helped us move away from the edge of the cliff and restore peace and order in our country. I think you deserve a clap. It is now my honor to declare this Joint Permanent Commission for cooperation between Kenya and Mozambique officially open. I thank you. Kenya and Mozambique share historical and cultural linkages, including deep-rooted ties between our peoples. The recognition of the Makonde community, people of Mozambican origin, as the 43rd tribe of Kenya in 2017 is an iconic symbol of our interconnected histories and shared heritage. These people-to-people relations remain a strong anchor for our diplomatic cooperation. Economically, Mozambique's vast natural resource endowment, including natural gas, presents opportunities for enhanced collaboration in the energy sector. Kenya remains keen to explore structured cooperation under existing frameworks, including government-to-government arrangements to strengthen energy security. This is now even more emphatic as a critical target for both of us because of the current Middle East crisis, which is causing a lot of disruptions on critical supply chains, particularly for energy. We would be very happy to source our gas from Mozambique. Kenya also attaches great importance to expanding trade and investment flows between our two countries. Recent trade trends demonstrate positive growth. However, there remains considerable untapped potential. It is essential, therefore, to operationalize the Joint Technical Committee on Trade and institutionalize the Kenya-Mozambique Business Forum so as to address tariff and non-tariff barriers, enhance market access, and foster stronger private sector linkages. Connectivity remains a key enabler of our partnership. The Kenya government is most sincerely grateful to the government of Mozambique for the resumption of direct flights between Nairobi and Maputo in 2024. This has enhanced trade, tourism, and people-to-people exchanges. Even so, there is a need for close collaboration to address the operational challenges currently affecting our air connectivity, including outstanding financial and logistical constraints, in order to ensure sustainable and reliable linkages between our capitals.
I'm pleased to note that since our last session, we have made appreciable progress in several areas of our cooperation. We have witnessed continued high-level engagement between our head of states and the ministers, and we have supported each other candidature within a regional but also international arena. As far as the Defense Cooperation Agreement signed in August 2023 is under implementation, and we are particularly gratified that 5 Mozambican cadets are currently undergoing military training here in Kenya. This people-to-people exchange is very essential for our cooperation. However, we must also be honest in our assessment, as you said, Honorable Ministers, that the implementation is very good, but to acknowledge that while progress has been made, much work remains to be done. We note with satisfaction that the agreement on mutual legal assistance and agreement on transfer of sentenced persons, both signed in August 2023, are in place. We must now expedite the conclusion of extradition agreements by the agreed deadline of 31st August 2026. Just to give you very good news, the 2 teams, they've worked hard yesterday, and we have our Director General there representing, and they have finished. They have agreed that now they just need a date to sign the extradition agreement. So we congratulate them for the work. We recognize that our national enjoy visa-free travel between our countries under the 2018 agreement, yet we must address implementation challenges to the Joint Technical Committee to be established by May 2026. In the economic sphere, we acknowledge the significant potential for enhanced bilateral trade. The decision to launch the first section of the Joint Trade Committee during the FACIN Maputo International Trade Fair that will take place from 31st August to 6 September 2026 is a really very good step forward. We must seize the opportunity, as you said, Honorable Minister, to take advantage of the Africa Continental Free Trade Area to transform our economic relation. It's what the Minister Mohati was saying, that we need to do something to increase our trade relations. On the international scenes, Excellency, you have said well that we are seeing disruption and internationally, that we need also to encourage all the countries to go by the diplomatic solution. I think there is no other way than a diplomatic solution and dialogue.